my pleasure to welcome you to the formal launch of another significant NICE initiative. What is particularly nice about this intervention is its responsiveness to the challenges, like rural unemployment resulting from the lag in the agricultural sector, from which many derive their income and livelihood, how we reinforce to the youth the critical importance of the land as the most valuable assets we have in an era when we have to look inward to be able to sustain ourselves as an economy. How to address the common occurrence of farms that have lain dormant, inactive, underdeveloped, or have been forced to close due to the cost of production, scarcity of skilled labor, or the inability to be able to sustain a sufficiently skilled workforce. Ironically, while agriculture has contributed to the education and training of many, it has not been able to match other traditional careers as a profession of choice among second-generation agricultural families. But adversity has a way of bringing priorities into their proper perspective, because global trends are impacting economies, and the value of farming as both a livelihood and as an enterprise has never been more obvious. With its mandate to lead, drive, and support various programs for employment creation, the National Initiative to Create Employment, NICE, through its National Apprenticeship Placement Program, NAP, has found a way to stimulate the agricultural sector through training. Knowledge and the boosting of professional competency form the safeguard anchoring this intervention, in the sense that the training provided in this regard will seek to ensure that persons are not only equipped with the technical skills needed to maintain high yields, but also the business acumen that is needed to ensure success in agricultural production. And we are also ensuring that a new appreciation of the farm as an enterprise is another important outcome. I am reminded our economist laureate, Sir Arthur Lewis, who advocated that education is the cure for poverty. Interestingly, Sir Arthur was also of the studied view that, and I quote, "There is no choice between industry and agriculture. Agriculture cannot yield a reasonable standard of living unless new jobs are created off the land." 1950, unquote. I am particularly proud of two important facts about this intervention. One, it has an island-wide footprint, meaning that its impact will be felt across those traditional farm belts around St. Lucia. Two, the employment that will be created for the unemployed. So today, we have something transformational to launch and to nurture. With these remarks, I trust I have set the tone for the rest of the proceedings and formally bid you welcome.
I want to say how grateful I am to the Ministry of Agriculture and the NICE project for coming together in this wonderful collaboration. There are benefits all around, and of course, I speak as an MP first, that Babono is benefiting and Babono will benefit tremendously, because as we all know, Babono is an agrarian community and there are many farmers who would need help. Many young persons would need to be exposed to the new technologies and new information as it pertains to agriculture and making agriculture sustainable. I am speaking now as the Minister for Health, just returning from a trip in Washington and Toronto, where of course we look at health as a very serious issue in this country. The issues of chronic non-communicable diseases, where many of the persons in the St. Lucian population suffer with lifestyle diseases because of poor diet. Poor diet is because of what we eat. We eat badly. We do not eat what we grow and we try not to grow what we eat. But from this program, this will be, of course, proposed, this will be reinforced, that we grow what we eat and we eat what we grow. And of course, when we look at obesity, which is now a disease affecting our children at the school level, what we put in the lunch kits for our children, how creative we are in the use of food, and the fact that over the years, persons seem to think that agriculture is just not important enough. This is an opportunity to sell agriculture. This is an opportunity where young people show St. Lucia, and by extension the region, what it is like to get involved in agriculture and make the Caribbean region, make St. Lucia a healthy nation and a healthy region. We must reduce our food import bill. We can grow a lot more. We can use what we have produced from our own land, from our back gardens, into our estates to feed this country. And I want you trainees, I've said to you before, to spread that message around. It is not just for you to get that information and work well and produce, but that you can be advocates for the message from the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Health, that it is critical. It is critical that we continue and we increase the amount of food that we grow and we increase what we consume from the land. This is what we have in St. Lucia. This is what God blessed us with, the land. Let us use our natural resource, use it, of course, wisely. And this is where the trainees come in, that they will learn how to use the land wisely, use of pesticides, and so we do not cause more problems for the environment. Because, of course, environmental problems, my problems. Pesticides, people getting sick, my problem. So we try to see how all around we can have a healthy nation. So I don't want to be too long this afternoon, just to say I welcome this initiative. I know and I commend the NICE and Minister for Agriculture. I can tell you it's a good project when we work with the NICE, because I boast of 325 home caregivers from my ministry trained by the NICE, and they're about the 238 square miles of St. Lucia, delivering care to the elderly in St. Lucia. So if we embrace this program very well, we can see a rejuvenation of agriculture, our farmers, young farmers, getting on board, using new technology, using new knowledge, and a positive attitude to what we do in this country. So once again, congratulations to NICE and Ministry of Agriculture for this collaboration. And I look forward to seeing you join me in the Ministry of Health to make St. Lucia and St. Lucians a healthier people, a healthier nation. I thank you.
The National Initiative to Create Employment continues to implement the National Apprenticeship and Placement Program for unemployed persons interested in acquiring skills and work experience necessary to increase their value to potential employers and to enhance their ability to adapt quickly to emerging trends in various sectors. NICE continues to partner with public and private sector institutions to ensure successful implementation of the programs under the National Apprenticeship and Placement Program. Today's activity is evidence of another partnership in action. Our signing today signals a commitment on the part of both organizations to bring new focus to the agricultural sector, a focus on increasing productivity. This MOU and the information contained therein represents a formal collaboration between NICE and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Production, Fisheries, Cooperatives, and Rural Development. It documents the formal collaboration between the organizations committed to the well-being of St. Lucians, farmers, and unemployed individuals. The Farm Labor Support Program, what we know by the acronym FLSP, is designed to stimulate the agricultural sector through the utilization of specially trained and skilled personnel to serve as farm workers on farms that have been dormant, inactive, underdeveloped, or have been forced to close within the last 6 months or longer due to one or more of the following reasons: the high cost of production, the availability of skilled labor, the inability to afford skilled labor, and the loss or lack of markets. The rationale behind this initiative is twofold: to create sustainable employment opportunities in the local agricultural sector, and to subsequently develop a shift in the mindset of persons working within the sector to view agriculture and farming in particular as a business. The training provided in this regard will seek to ensure that persons are not only equipped with the technical skills needed to maintain high yields, but also the business acumen that will guarantee the sustainability of the farms to produce consistently and efficiently. The training will be offered for an initial period of 12 weeks through the National Skills Development Center with the guidance of the Ministry of Agriculture. The National Initiative to Create Employment, as one of the major stakeholders of this program, shall bear the cost of compensating the farm workers when deployed at the end of their training. In its initial phase, the Farm Labor Support Program will seek to provide farm owners whose sole livelihood is dependent on the output of their respective farmlands with skilled and trained workers in an effort to resuscitate the production of food crops inclusive of vegetables, fruits, and bananas. Phase 2 of the project will target animal husbandry or livestock production to a large extent. It is anticipated that this latest job creation initiative will aid in the development process and provide the selected farm workers with an opportunity to make a meaningful contribution to their personal and professional development and overall economic growth of the agricultural sector. This program will seek to engage the Ministry of Agriculture in its efforts to promote the concept of making agriculture more appealing to the younger generation. Moreover, this initiative will seek to ensure continuity of food production by providing sustainable employment opportunities within the sector. The Farm Labor Support Program in the initial period will target 150 persons between the ages of 16 and 45 years in 6 agricultural regions. Region 2, Babono. Region 3, Dennery, which includes Dennery North and Dennery South. Region 4, Micoud, which includes Micoud North and Micoud South. Vieux-Fort from Connells to PI. Choiseul, which is Region 6. Choiseul and Soufrière, Region 6, sorry. And Region 7, ancillary canneries, extending right through from Roseau to the Badelil. The primary constraints to the revitalization of agricultural production and business continuity of farms in the regions mentioned and identified to benefit under the initiative centers primarily on the high cost of production as it relates to labor, the productivity of labor as it relates to the length of time worked on a daily basis, and the availability of skilled labor. It is anticipated that at the end of the assessment period, the following objectives would have been met. Full-time employment opportunities created for 150 persons within the agricultural sector. The creation of a pool of skilled, trained, and experienced human resources who will contribute significantly to the continued productivity of the sector. At least a 5% increase in food production in produce that has been identified as a priority for St. Lucia by the Ministry of Agriculture from the farms engaged in the initiative. NICE, under this MOU, views its commitment to training as an essential component to the program, as we are of the opinion that having the requisite knowledge of agricultural production coupled with productivity enhancement training will translate into an increase in the level of productivity on the farms. Training is not a one-off process, and the supervisors will have the responsibility to continuously build the knowledge and skills of the workers. This can be done in multiple ways, including discussions during staff meetings, as well as regular checks to assess workers' knowledge and understand the various aspects of their daily undertaking. NICE's commitment to collaborate with the Ministry of Agriculture on the identification and selection of suitably qualified persons to serve as potential supervisors is significant. Persons selected to perform in the position will function as a link between the farmer, the project, and the ministry. An important supervisory function is the assessment of the labor requirements for each participating farm and planning, implementing of work schedules accordingly. Achieving success begins with working alongside the Ministry of Agriculture Extension officers. The understanding of the region's farming community, the crop production in the region, and most importantly, acquainting themselves with the farmer himself. Likewise, the Ministry of Agriculture, as the custodians of information on the agricultural sector, have, as part of their commitments, committed to provide the technical support services to assist selected supervisory staff with their assessment of the farms and the farm workers. Collaborate on an effective communication strategy as it relates to the dissemination of public education on this initiative. Work with the farm owners to register and certify their farms as a business enterprise. There are certain inherent challenges in implementing a program of this nature. For instance, accessing farms located in remote areas. As we progress through the initial stages of the FLSP's implementation, adjustments will become evident that will need to be addressed in order to secure continuous improvement in agricultural labor practices. Notwithstanding this, the FLSP is intended to bring about a positive change to the island's agricultural sector. We know, of course, that the overall objective of creating change in the mindsets of those involved in the agricultural sector requires significant support from many stakeholders. We have been encouraged by the interest and the support from the farming community through our meetings in the north and the south of the island. We have openly shared our ideas and our approaches to training and the deployment of persons that will be engaged by NICE with the Ministry of Agriculture and the NSDC. This means that with the involvement of all relevant stakeholders, we anticipate benefits that will extend well beyond the objectives set by this initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to working alongside the Ministry of Agriculture in the implementing of this initiative. I wish to thank you.
I wish to congratulate the NICE program, the National Initiative to Create Employment. I wish to congratulate NSDC. And very importantly, I wish to thank those of you participants, trainees, who agreed to be part of this program. And I wish to congratulate and thank all of the trainers, whether you are from the Ministry of Agriculture or NSDC, who have been actively engaged in this enterprise. The government welcomes this project and what the project intends to deliver. I think it's very important for the participants, especially, and for everybody to reflect a little on what we are part of. What is this enterprise that we are asking you to get involved in? Well, first of all, the government intends to transform agriculture in 5 ways. The first is to ensure that we enhance national food security. In other words, we want to ensure that we have enough food that is nutritious and safe at all times for our people to eat. We want to ensure that we enhance the contribution of the fisheries sector to the economic well-being of our country. 3, we want to ensure that we enhance the linkages that should exist or that exist between producers and markets. 4, we want to ensure that we provide incentives for farmers or people who are interested in the business of farming so that we can encourage greater investment in the rural sector. 5, we want to ensure that we promote integrated rural development. To do all of those things, we have set about to establish many strategies, and we have started our work on those strategies. In some cases, we continued what we found before and tried to strengthen some of what we found. In other cases, we started new things and we are rolling along. There are several results and actions that we can report to you. Now is not the time, today is not the day. I am pleased to report that this enterprise that you are becoming part of, this big picture that we speak of, more and more the ministry is attempting to steer this big boat, this big picture, towards ensuring that food security becomes the guiding light of our work. So this intervention is very timely. It's very timely because you will be engaged in activities that sometimes don't seem to connect to many things. You'll be working with farmers who at times may seem challenging because you don't fully understand this big enterprise that we are dealing with. But at the same time, you are joining a very important generator of income in our economy, and one that we are very convinced will lead us out of the economic difficulties that we currently face. This program is being launched at a time when we are trying very hard to rise up from the difficulties that we went through from December 24th, 2013. We have witnessed, at least based on accounts by the Food and Agriculture Organization, in agriculture we have witnessed and experienced damage and losses to a tune of over $30 million. Siltation of many farms, aquaculture ponds. Many farmers have gone out of business. And so you are entering at a time, while there's a lot of excitement and a lot of possibility, you are entering at a time where the farmers themselves require some kind of encouragement and require even more hope. But you are also entering this program at a time when we have heard over and over again about farmers and how we must eat what we grow, and farmers are important to the economy and so on. But this is a special time because the whole world is asking us to be more creative. The whole world is saying to us, we can no longer just give you free access to our markets without you putting in the effort to be efficient. All around us, whether you are planting bananas, the times when we could have just raised our hands and everything would be solved, those times are over. The world is saying to us, find creative ways to solve your own problems. And we have to find ways to solve our problems. I wish to say to you that it's not easy. All of us know. Ipa eze pou mene jen moun agricole. But the ministry and the government is trying. And you have seen the progress of our youth program. We have made significant headway, and very soon those young people will be on the ground, since we have now secured the lands and we are about to secure equipment like tractors and so on. And as soon as the equipment lands in St. Lucia, you'll begin to see some kind of change. So what I want to say to you in closing is that this exercise, travail ça nous qu'a faire, c'est un travail neuf. This is new and it's exciting. You have had your challenges and we've had some successes. I want you to treat this very seriously. Those of you who will get employment, I want you to take your role very, very seriously. You never know where you will reach. You never know how far this will go. I want you to take production in agriculture seriously. I want you to take value added seriously. I want you to take food seriously. You heard from the Minister for Health, and we have a doctor in Dr. Long, so I'm sure that combination is a serious combination of parliamentarians, the Minister for Education. And you will hear very soon about the other initiatives like school feeding and so on, which we are working on, because we must take food seriously. And this is a step in the right direction. I thank you for all of your efforts, and you will get the full support of the Ministry of Agriculture. The officers are very keen in the various regions, and we are hoping to work with you to ensure that this succeeds. I wish to thank you, and on behalf of the government, behalf of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, I wish you all the best. I wish us all the best, because I feel like I'm in the middle of this. I don't want you to feel like I'm the minister, so maybe I'll just get reports. You'll see me in the fields too, because I know a little bit about agriculture. So you'll see me in the fields trying to learn from you some of what you were taught. So all the best, congratulations, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.